We are finally on the last session of the Analyst Corner, and we are here with Mr. Bernadine and with Mr. Winslow. So we have a few questions to ask both of them. Mr. Bernadine, while doing your presentation, you spoke about reinvesting more, but there is also the thrift theory which says that savings saves the country. So with this contradiction, why should we still invest, and why with FinCap?
To be honest, the first time I've heard you say that saying, but I will say that investment saves your savings. You can save, but as we've all discussed it here, inflation will wipe your savings away. Right. So investment for me is like the next step of savings. You save and then you invest the money you have saved. So it's always best to invest so that you preserve the value of your money. And as to why to do with FinCap, I'm sure I've already told you the first one. We are here.
Thank you. Now to Mr. Winslow. Who are the key stakeholders involved in trading on the Ghana Stock Exchange, and how do their roles connect to ensure smooth market operation?
Let me start with the banks. In my presentation, I didn't mention the banks, but that is where you have your money. That's where you receive your salary. And that's where you have money paid to you. And now we've even extended the banks to mobile money accounts. So we make it possible for you to trade if you have the funds in your mobile money accounts or whether you have it in a bank account. So the banks, one of the stakeholders, and now we can add the telcos, because we are shifting from the banks now. Now we get a lot of clients who come in and want to do the trade through their mobile money account. And then second will be the Ghana Stock Exchange itself. So they provide the platform that unites all of us. So that's where the trading platform sits. And then we have the Central Securities Depository. So they hold the securities you buy, and then we have the licensed dealing members, who we call stockbrokers. Yes. So they assist you to buy and sell your securities. And then, of course, we have the investor, who is you and everybody else who wants to invest.
Thank you very much. Back to you, Mr. Bernadine. I want to ask, what advice would you give to a first-timer investor looking to build a solid and diversified investment portfolio?
Advice I would give: one, don't be afraid to start small, because sometimes I encounter lots of people who think they need to have a large sum of money before they invest. You don't need 1,000 cedis before you invest. You can start investing with 10 cedis. The barrier to entry for mutual funds usually is lower than maybe the other asset classes that you can find. So you have to remember that little drops of water, great. And I'm sure you all know the power of compounding interest. So that is why we say start early, start small, and the most important thing also for me is consistency. Right. So don't be afraid to start small and be consistent.
You are calling my very official name.
Please, what are some of the main factors an investor should consider before deciding whether to buy or sell a security on the GSE?
First will be the economy as a whole. And that's where you start from. And then you come to what I'll call the sectors. So we have different sectors on the stock exchange, the same in the economy. So let's say you have banks, you have insurance companies, you have manufacturing companies, you have telcos. What you do is to look at which of them will do better given the economy that you find yourself in. So now we know things are changing gradually. Our GDP growth is picking up. And normally when that happens, it is good for the stock market. Currently, stock market is doing, I think, around 50% from year to date. And if you want to look at it critically, the manufacturing sector is driving a lot of that growth because the environment is good for them. Interest rates are coming down so they can borrow at cheaper prices. And people are getting more disposable income now because fuel prices have gone down, transportation cost hasn't gone up, food prices too are down. So you look at the economy and then you look at the areas that will do very well. And then when you come to the stock exchange, you have those sectors to represent it. So if you think the banks will do well this time, then you buy securities of the banks. That is how you do it.
What key market trends are you observing right now, and how might they shape investment decisions over the next year?
So I see that a lot of things are digital now, right? So now even with trading, with investing, a lot of things are happening on the phones, and also the access to information is a lot faster now. Like that's because everything is digital. So from click of a button, I mean, I've talked about CD Manager, but CD Manager is not the only app that's available. Like you see a lot of these trading platforms. So I see a lot of people who are actually trading now. I heard somebody here said he was a forex trader, right? Because of all these digital channels. So it's made access to some of these asset classes closer to us now than it was back in the day. I'm sure back in the day when people were using the actual trading floor, people were not able to buy even stocks as quickly as before. So I think as going digital has been, or the world going digital has been like one of the biggest trends that's happening on there. You find like apps that are like robo advisors, and with the rise of AI as well, that help people automate the investments that they are doing, so people are able to make investment decisions faster. So lean into technology, and then when you're making investment decisions as well.
So, please, what common mistakes do first-time investors make during their order cycle, and how can they avoid them?
So the key one is trying to time the market. And I see it a lot with first-time investors. They want to predict the time they want to buy or sell a security. What is important is the time you spend in the market, not time in the market, that you want to come and buy at this particular time, or you want to sell at this particular time. Even for us as professionals, we can't even get it accurate. So for you, the novice, it will be near impossible. What you need to do is start investing early and be consistent. So don't wait and then one day come and buy MTN because all your colleagues are talking about MTN. If you want to invest in MTN, make it a habit. Let's say every month I want to buy 5 stocks of MTN every month. Be consistent, and with time you realize that your portfolio will be very sizable. As for the market, even the experts can't predict what's happening on the market, but what you can be sure of doing is, if you find a security that is good, you have to be very consistent. Sometimes the price will go down and sometimes it will go up. If you are consistent, you don't worry about when the price is down or when it's up you want to sell. No. Investing is a long-term adventure. It's not something you do 2 months. It's not T-bills that you buy 91 days and then you disinvest and go and spend them. You have to spend time in the market. And with that, you'll be able to build your asset base in the market.
Thank you very much. So that's all for the Analyst Corner. I hope it was an eventful and insightful session.
Keep up with our updates, and we come same day.